What makes this commander with an overpriced activated ability one of the best commanders in the game? Welcome back to my Learn to Play cEDH series, where I break down common cEDH staples and explain how to use them to players who are new to the format, and today we are talking about Thrasios, Triton Hero. Now, at first glance, Thrasios looks so incredibly okay. I mean, that ability is not bad, sure, but 4 mana for it, seriously? That's very overpriced. But what makes Thrasios so good? Well, there's a couple of things. One, there's something to be said for card advantage in the command zone, because that basically means that you're never spending a card to get this card advantage, which means immediate advantage. To explain this idea further, let's look at another card that's known for being alright, I guess, Heuristic Study. Now, say you cast a Heuristic Study from your hand. You just spent a card, which means you're basically in card debt, and when you draw your first card off Heuristic Study, you've now broken even, and you're not really profiting until you've drawn your second card. Now, obviously, it's assumed with Heuristic Study that you'll profit pretty quickly, but hey, you gotta start in debt. And if someone goes to counter your Heuristic Study and you go to counter their counter, now you've spent 2 cards while they've only spent 1, so you're really falling below your opponent. But if that card is your commander, now you're not spending any cards from your hand and you're never going into debt. And now even if your opponent counters your commander and you counter back, then you're both even. And if you're looking at this all from a casual perspective, 1 card doesn't seem like a big deal, but in cEDH, it's kind of a big deal. Every card really means something. It's your most valuable resource in this format. But that's not what's really truly important about Thrasios, because again, his ability is a little overpriced. Although there is something to be said about this ability while being used with Seedborn Muse, which does see play in Thrasios decks, because every turn you could hold up your mana, 4 counters, and if you don't use them, you just spend all your mana on activating that ability as many times as you can, getting a bunch of card advantage, and then untapping all your lands again. But that's still not what really matters. What matters is the mana sink. This is the best mana sink commander in the game, and why mana sink is so important is because it gives you a use for infinite mana combo. If you've seen yesterday's video, I actually talked about this with Devoted Druid, which I said is the most efficient way to gain infinite mana, and I explained how to do that. And I actually mentioned how good that is in a Thrasios deck, because once you get that infinite mana, you just use this ability and you pick up your whole deck, and you could pull out any win line you want from it and win on the spot, including having any counters in your deck. But there you have it. That's why Thrasios is such a powerful commander. Also, it has Partner, which is pretty epic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, though, and what cards you want to see me cover next, and don't forget to follow.